Hey, John.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it been?
Huh? It is what it is. You know.
How's the last week?
Kind of the same. It's just, I don't know, just stuff's not what I thought it would be. I thought things were going to be a little bit better when I got back, but it's still...
Yeah, we were talking a little bit, we left off with our last session about that transition back from being in the service, in the military, to coming back to civilian life.
Right.
And you kind of wanted to delve into that story before we kind of separated. So I wanted today to focus on your story, and I know that you said you'd be willing to talk about it and kind of hear your point of view about that transition.
Well, I definitely miss it. It's like, it's hard to explain, but it's like a brotherhood. You know, being in the military, and it's, you know, we deploy, we kind of get really close. You know, guys to you left and right. It doesn't matter if they're black, white. You know, you know this is the person that you're going to depend on. So you kind of build a nice group of, I don't want to say friends, it's just like a family.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's, when I was over there, I just felt like I was somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was a sergeant. I was in charge of my men.
Mm-hmm.
I was responsible for them. They looked up to me. They needed something. They came up to me, and I helped them as best as I could. I felt like I was needed, you know, and it's just hard to go from being a person that people rely on you and look up to you. And then I came back, and it's like nobody. I'm not even a private. I'm like less than a private. I'm like nothing.
What were you thinking when you say nobody? What were you thinking when you kind of came back over here and you said nobody? Can you talk about it a little bit like that?
I mean, it's like, you know, I applied for work. I thought that, you know, the investment in time that the military put into me would make me a valuable person in society, and that's not what I'm gathering. It's like nobody's even calling me back. I've applied, you know, I can't even say how many different places I've applied to work. Nobody's calling me back, even to, I haven't even got an interview. It's like, you know, I'm invisible. Why even bother applying? It's work. Nobody's trying to hire.
What gives you the evidence that you're invisible? I mean, you talk about, you know, all your work when you're in the military. I think that's pretty powerful in and of itself. There's a lot of respect. Now that you see with a lot of the returning vets today. I just kind of want you to kind of explain a little bit that gives you the evidence that seems that you're invisible.
I mean, I thought I was somebody. You know, I came back thinking people were gonna knock on my door, be knocking my door down to hey, we need people like you to come, you know, work our place, because you know we're successful people. You know, we go where we need to go. Give us whatever mission. We complete missions. That's what we do. You know, it was always with me. It was mission assigned, mission accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I know that if I was working anywhere, at Home Depot and whatever, and they told me, hey, we need this done, I'm gonna knock it out. I'm not gonna be wasting time. So I don't know. I guess I don't know if I just thought that, you know, I was gonna be valuable, but now it's like I don't know. I don't know if it's just. I guess it's just me, because it can't be that nobody wants to hire a vet. I mean, I would think.
No, I mean, there's a lot of returning vets having these difficulties in kind of finding their way through with the transition, with families and also in the workplace, and also in, you know, the regular civilian sector. There's a lot of unemployment. The unemployment rate is pretty high right now. I think one way to kind of rethink about it is, yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, it's hard to get a job, but there are ways of getting a new one. You kind of have to think of what other ways would help you transition back without you kind of getting shot down. You know, I think within the military itself, you were doing really well, and it was a great environment and fostered that structure that you wanted. And now that you come out, it's a little bit unstructured, so you feel like you're invisible. Does that seem?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just feel, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. It seems like things at home are just not going well. Yeah, and then nobody wants to hire me. I mean, yeah, I understand. Like you said, it looks like the economy right now, people hurting. But I've seen people get jobs. I mean, I know people that don't have much better qualifications. You know, I understand I only have a high school diploma, but I have all this military experience. I know people that all they have is high school diploma, no real world experience. They finally work. So I don't know. Is it me? Is it? And I'm a veteran. Nobody wants. You know.
No, I don't think it's you. Actually, you know, there's, like I said before, there's a lot of these issues going on right now. You know, a lot of the returning OEF, OIF, trying to find their place. You know, what you know what you want to do.
And
That's
this
number one.
point,
Anything.
At
So
this
why
point,
don't
I'll
you
take any
narrow it
job.
down? Do you want to do education? There's a lot of outlets. I think you kind of have to reframe, you know, what you're thinking. Kind of that sporadic thinking, like I just want something right now. Kind of narrow it down. Be patient. I know that's hard to do, but you know, be patient.
Yeah, who's paying the bills? You know, I mean,
Yeah.
come on. It'll be patient. You know. I mean, yeah, there's certain things I would like to do, but when
What
the
do they
bills are
look like?
coming in,
What are those things?
well, I mean, I think with civilians, I don't want to be working around civilians too much. I mean, like I said, the culture of the military is much different than, I'm sorry, but civilian puke is what I call it, you know. But I would like a job where I don't have to work with as many people as I need to. Right now I'm kind of a little bit desperate. But
Could you
something
give me
like
an
maybe,
example?
well, I mean, you know, in the military, I did a lot of truck driving, you know,
Okay.
and I enjoyed it because, you know, you kind of, yeah, well, you know, in Iraq it's a little bit dangerous because of the roadside bombs. But out here, I would think about something like that where I can just hit the road. Yeah, I have to deal with a couple of people picking up loads and dropping off loads or whatever. But for the most part, you know, I spend a lot of hours just kind of on my own, and I think I can enjoy that, and maybe it gives my family a little bit of a break from me. Because I think sometimes it's, I know since I got back and I'm not working, I'm home all the time, and I don't know how that's affecting them. I thought they would be kind of happy to have me home, but it doesn't seem that way, really.
Yeah, I think you know what you're saying here is pretty important in that you can try. That's a good alternative, right? That you just came up with yourself about the truck driving, looking into that. But you have to get you know your certification, your license, or whatnot. That's one step in the right direction. What I want you to understand is that you're not in it alone. You kind of described to me about the culture of the military, which is important, and nobody coming from the military to the civilian life is going to have a very easy transition. There's going to be bumps in the road, you know, and I think that's important for you to gather instead of throwing it all on yourself internally and blaming it all on yourself. But to understand that there's these other outside forces that are going to affect it, and not everything's going to be easy. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you know what's bullshit?
Yeah.
When you're in the military, you can drive all kinds of trucks.
Mhm.
And when you get out and you try to get that CDL,
Mhm.
they don't count none of that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, oh no, you gotta go through so many hours of truck driving school.
Mhm.
You know, I don't have the money for that.
That's the rules
It
out
should
here,
like
right?
be an automatic, you know, you got the experience, you've driven these vehicles, I got proof. Hell, I can show them a picture of me driving the vehicle, whatever.
I
But why do
agree
I have
with
to
that.
go get a CDL? Why don't they can't, they should just be able to give me the CDL based off what I've done in the military. It's crap.
I mean,
It's
it
like
should be
red
reciprocal in
tape.
some manners, yeah.
Yeah, it's freaking all this red tape. You know,
Yeah.
you can't do anything.
Mhm. Well, I'm glad that you're acknowledging that there are these outside forces and rules and regulations that come into play, and that you know you're going to have to kind of jump through a couple of hoops to get to that point. But I think we should come up with you know a plan here. So it sounds like your main issue is we talked about a little bit about the transitional aspect of it, but you also want to find employment. And you said that you're interested in truck driving. Is that something you're going to pursue, and you pursue your license and go the normal route? I know that there's a lot of you know outside forces involved, but I think the hard work and the patience, you know, really pay off, as you probably know yourself.
Right, right. Yeah, and it's something that I feel I would enjoy. I have already experienced doing it, so. And also, you know, I mean, I think it's bullshit that they won't give me my CDL, but at least it's something that I can, you know, obtain in just a couple of months, you know, relatively easy. I don't have to sit through 4 years of school. I mean, that would drive me nuts.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Good. Okay. Well, is there any other issues that you want to talk about today? I mean, I think that in my aspect here is when we initially first started, it seemed as though you were saying that nobody wants to hire you and nobody likes you as an individual and it's all my fault for this. But as we kind of explained that there's a lot of vets going through this, you're not alone. And I think you can find that in some of the buddies that you talk to,
Right.
as you explained prior. And that there are ways to go get your CDL and then become a truck driver and you know, live that normal life that you're searching for right now. Does that sound about on par, or?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe I was putting too much of it on me.
I think you were, yeah. I think, you know, you have to understand that there's things outside of it and that are going to affect everybody in different ways. And in this situation, you know, you're strong. You're totally strong, and that you know, if something goes wrong, that it's your fault, right? You don't want to blame anybody else for that, but at times, you know, you just can't. You know, there are barriers in the way that you have to understand.
No, I can see that. Definitely can see that. I mean, it was just a little bit hard because, you know, I've always been successful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, played college and high school. I was successful there. I joined the military. I made sergeant really quick. You know, I had my soldiers like me, my superiors like me.
Right.
I mean, everything was going good. And then when I got back, and it's just like somebody slammed down the brakes on my truck. You know,
Yeah.
It was like everything just came to a screeching halt.
Yeah.
You know, what was I supposed to think? You know, I'm thinking, okay, is it me? You know, am I doing something wrong? Because this never happened to me before. You know, I've always had things go smooth, and then when things didn't go smooth, I mean, I just felt that, you know, it was all on me. But I mean, I could, you know, to speak with you, I can kind of see that, you know, there are some outside forces that I can't control. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, I guess until now there was a lot of things I was able to control. You know, my military career. You know, I took charge. I was already in the military. It wasn't like I was trying to get in. So I think I was successful, but just trying to transition. Yeah, it's a little bit hard, but you know, you know, maybe I shouldn't kind of bring it all on myself. I think you're right. I think there are some external forces
Mm-hmm.
that are working that
I'm glad that you're, you know, able to be aware of those now. Hopefully you can understand when something kind of goes wrong, that you can kind of tap back into that and be like, oh, well, it's not all my fault.
Right,
You know,
right.
you have to, you know, take it one step at a time, be patient, and I mean, and then you give me a list of great things throughout your, you know, your history here within the military and everything, and talking about how respectful you were of others and they were of you, and you were a great leader. Well, I think that's something great that you could bring into this potential job. When you're sitting down for an interview or whatnot. But yeah, it's not going to happen overnight, but you know, maybe over a couple months, you know, along the license stage, you take it one step at a time, and hopefully get that truck license and you could be on the road, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, I want to thank you for coming in again and taking the time to explain to me a little bit more about yourself and your history in the military and what we're trying to get at here. You know, move forward next week. Is there anything that we want to start off with next week? Or just continue?
Yes, yeah, you know, I heard about this vocational rehabilitation that we talked to a little bit last time. Maybe that will
Sure, absolutely.
maybe they can fund some of this training that I need to go to.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea for next step, and I can get some resources for you and have them listed down here.
Okay. I think that would help me.
Give you a great support network too, you know, for that adjustment and transition.
Sure.
Okay. Anything else, or start off with that for next step?
Yeah, we'll do that. Just one step at a time, you know. See if I can get me a job and always start working on trying to see where we can build our family and everything else, you know.
Great.
All right.
Sounds positive.
All right.
All right.
Cool. Take care.